Alright. Come here, you big
What the fuck is that?
cool orb of angry nautical equipment. Maybe it's invincible in that first rotation. Come here. I hope you're not invincible now. Alright, he starts to spin fat. Wow, he's on a rampage, huh? I'll just wait here. I'll just wait for you to come back, okay, bud? Okay. Look at me. He skipped me! You cheeky son of a bitch! You skipped me. He played the Uno skip card. Oh shit!
That must be the altered item.
Mutually assured destruction has been achieved. Anchors are big.
There. No wonder the Rangers had such a hard time with that one.
Yeah, that thing was pretty nasty. Quite nasty. I see treasures up there, but can I even levitate that high? Maybe if I go from this. There we go. If I killed myself with falling damage now, that would be very on brand. Get me out of here. I'm getting the hell out of here. I want some health, actually. Oh, it's 3 points for health. What a ripoff. Upgrade grip. Upgrade shatter. I want to upgrade pierce. I need 1 ritual impulse. Where's the timed mission? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Alright, let's just go to a little bit more main story, and then I'll do the pretend to sleep routine that I'm such a big fan of. We gotta go see our bro. Big brother! Are you scary? Oh, lore. Holy shit, she got a lot of lore sitting around here. Dude, this room is like huge. I just realized how like massive it is. And this is probably all the previous directors. Am I on here? Why does one of them have like a thing covering it? Weird. Alright, lore first. I'll be right there, Emily. New hotline! Oh, it's about the big tentacle eyeball thingy I beat up. Do not get hype. What are they talking about? I feel like the board skipped their coffee before this message. Yep. Book Club Philip. Ooh, more book club. By Philip. Unless you hooked me right away. It began with visceral dismemberment scenes and this great unsettling vibe created by the unexplained creature they named The Fix. I think that's also from Alan Wake. As an avid horror fan, I loved how this story veered from the genre conventions into something a little more, for lack of a better word, weird. Everything felt familiar, but just a little off. The characters even commented, saying how their lives felt out of control, as if they were just programmed to perform the same empty actions over and over. Very meta. And I loved the way they left the ending wide open. What happened to the guy ordered to watch those monitors for the rest of his life? Did the Fix get him? Is he dead? Did he end up in the parallel reality with the others? We don't know, and that's okay. All in all, an interesting read. I'll give it a solid 4 or 5. Points deducted for some of the clunky dialogue and unbelievable choices the characters made. I mean, who the hell would follow orders from their boss in such a middle of such a horrible slaughter fest? But I guess I shouldn't demand too much realism from a work of fiction. I think The Fix is from Alan Wake. Oh god, I have a lot of these. The Benikoff TV. No unique containment procedures required while bound. A CRT television built by Benikoff and Sons Electrics. The screen is still functional. The object can levitate itself off the ground to a maximum observed altitude that's classified. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to harness this effect for their own use. See a classified report for the results tested with a classified prime candidate. The object is currently bound by someone classified. Object was first discovered in a local news story from somewhere in Kansas. Figure had been seen redacted over building. Levitating? Why redacted? You already said what it did. The Bureau dispatched agents to the town who discovered that a man, whose name is classified, had bound himself to the object. This man was detained, see case study 39 HQ 656, and the object was brought to the Bureau for study. The Anchor. Black rock paneling successfully prevents manifestation of the sphere. Okay. A Trotman-style anchor made of iron with a wooden stalk. Surface is rusted in places and it weighs 3,789 pounds heavy. This item generates a persistent blank sphere, the purpose of which is currently unknown. The sphere is always generated at a precise point in relation to the item, specifically a classified number of horizontal feet and vertical feet from the classified portion of the anchor. Appendix from April 25th, 1983. Somebody, Ranger First Class, was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit with a dedicated oxygen line at a classified time, Eastern Standard. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds inside the sphere, the Ranger's oxygen line was cut at the sphere's border by an unseen force. All agents in the room during the Ranger's entry into the sphere experienced vomiting, vertigo, and loss of fingernails within an hour of one another. The Ranger has been declared MIA and is presumed dead. My fingernails! The hand chair. The item must be kept in isolation, removed from other unsecured objects, and under no circumstances is the item to be sat in. It is a plastic seat shaped like a human hand from the 1960s. The hand's palm forms a seat, with the fingers acting as the chair's back. This item affects gravitational forces, attracting and repelling objects near itself with a classified amount of force. Its fingers have also been observed to change position, though too quickly to be witnessed or filmed. The item may be changing forms rather than moving. The item only displays these effects during full moons. Sample analysis confirms it contains human genetic material. Found in a warehouse at a classified location in Albany, a team of ranger trainees accompanied by an experienced field agent were dispatched to investigate the local rumors. When they encountered the item, they successfully retrieved it. See case BAI 6. Wait, why does it have human genetic material? Paper lantern. This item should be kept in a locked containment cell. Any prolonged observation should be avoided. The item is a paper lantern known as a chochin. The paper is red, with elegant black Japanese characters that translate to ramen. The item has an attractive effect that is both physical and psychological. Nearby objects gravitate toward the item with a minor force of some classified amount. More notable is its ability to attract sentient organisms with its rich red color and warm, comforting glow. Nice. The post box. Blackrock paneling has proven effective in hindering but not eliminating the object's altered effect. Agents in the immediate vicinity may still experience paralysis. Keeping a classified amount of distance from the cell is recommended unless the agent is confirmed to be non-susceptible. The description is, it's an altered blue United States postbox with a classified model number. The paint is chipped at the edges. The item itself is empty, with no mail discovered inside at time of retrieval. Yeah, it's just a normal lantern. You just go towards it because you want ramen, right? That's not weird. The item seizes the motor functions of organisms meeting an unknown criteria. Paralyzed subjects are still capable of moving their eyes and limited speech. During tests, approximately 16% of agents remained unaffected by the item. Age, gender, race, height, weight, blood type, eye color, clothing, place of birth, diet, heart rate, and socioeconomic standing are all factors proven to have no correlation to an individual's vulnerability to this item. The victim's states of mind were recorded during the onset of paralysis, but no emotional correlation has been yet to be found. The Pram supplement. Interview with redacted person conducted with the aid of a French translator on November 17, 2009 in a retirement home and somewhere classified in France. Where were you on August 2nd, 1979, Mr. Beaulieu? And then translated from French. So specific a date. As if I could ever forget. I was called to a fire at somewhere classified, Rue something. What did you see? Smoke, white like a new pope, rising up from the windows of a small shop. I sent my men in. I was fire chief back then. What happened next? Oh, we pulled the shop owner out. He was already dead. Smoke in his lungs. We found the source afterward, a baby's walker. Poured water onto it, but that only encouraged the smoke. We pulled the carriage outside and smoke kept shooting out. A crowd gathered. People said it was a miracle. But I disagreed. It seemed to me like more of an omen. We brought the strange thing back to the fire hall. Some Americans like yourself came later and took it away. And the fridge. An Arctic Queen brand electric fridge model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by some redacted child. I remember reading about them. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed, and the paper cannot be burned or torn. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it served as an appliance in a classified apartment, rented by a man with a classified name. It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Someone, who was out of the building at the time of collapse, which is classified, but in the PM, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. New altered effect has been observed. See file AI10.f for details and AI10.k for the new container. Well, it's safe now. Oh, a few more things to read. I let too many of these pile up. Yeah. It's the nuclear-proof fridge that Indiana Jones was in Crystal Skull or whatever. Linguistic ability. Researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by the hiss entities. In the interest of safety, this was done with the non-aggressive floating hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by the more violent hiss entities has been observed. What is the purpose of this repeating string of words? Is this how the hiss corrupts individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message, an incantation? We were able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting, see the corresponding audio record, and refer to some classified file for the full. Well, here's more speech analysis. If we understand the hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the hiss are referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it? To be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There's clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Refer to some classified file. And one more hiss research document. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in hiss behavior, establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of lack of reliable communications between bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did the hiss get past the internal lockdown? How does the hiss resonance advance through space? Deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal? The outside world? A cross-dimensional destination? Or to some other file. As is tradition. Dylan Faden, that's our big bro, observation. 9:30 a.m., breakfast is brought. 11:54, gets out of bed, uses toilet, returns to bed. Wow, that's me on the weekends. 11:57, asks for television to be turned on, staff do so. 12 noon, lunch is brought, breakfast is removed. 12:02, eats lunch. 2:38, uses toilet. 4:03, begins talking to self. Recording the speech is not possible due to background noise from the television. 4:07 p.m. becomes upset, throws lunch tray at glass. 4:09 p.m. sedated, crew clean the cell and the television's turned off. 6:12 p.m. comes to, asks for television to be turned on. Staff refuse. Television privileges refused due to hostile behavior. And then 6:16 p.m. sleeps. He was awake for like 6 hours? And he was sedated for 2 of those? Brother, you need a hobby. Employee incident. Incident in question occurred on a classified date and was brought to HR department's attention by the internal security personnel who intervened. According to reports supported by security camera footage, Agent Filson entered the staff kitchen with the intention of consuming his private meal, which was a homemade sandwich cut diagonally, nice, and packed in a plastic container, but discovered the refrigerator had done something classified to his meal. Agent Filson began to kick the Bureau-owned appliances. He expressed his frustration in a loud, profane manner. This behavior caused multiple staff members present to become alarmed. Security was alerted soon after. Filson complied with security's commands to desist. Recommendation. Agent Filson was reprimanded and suspended for the remainder of the ongoing work week. The review committee recommends 1 non-mandatory counseling session. Well, there's our dose of lore. We're back, Emily.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late?
How is he? I need to know.
He's clearly been affected by the hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests.
You and your tests.
More in control, more present.
I want to see him.
My brother? Or is he?
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
Okay. Don't side-eye me. What's this?
Oh my god, did she have to write everything in her made-up gibberish code? Fucking Marshall with her CIA
Put a
spy
record on. Jukebox tokens. Ask Arish about the jukebox token. Hey Arish, what's the deal with the jukebox token?
Any idea what it does?
shit. That is a jukebox token. Little bastards turn up in the weirdest places, like bad pennies. The Rangers use them to activate an old object of power.
A jukebox, I assume. Does it have any good songs?
Nope, just the one record. Hey, be careful turning it on though. When it's playing, you get a free trip to the formation.
The formation. That sounds ominous.
Why does it send you there?
The Bureau has been wondering that for years. I mean, it's just a pile of rocks built by God knows who, but... Well, researchers have confirmed it's in the same threshold as the quarry. Well, no one's ever been able to map a physical route to the formation from maintenance.
So it's in the quarry. You just don't know where.
Pretty much. We only send in annual expeditions to the formation now. Checkups, Salvador calls them. This year's team went in the day the hiss arrived. Come to think of it, the song should have brought them back hours ago.
I can go in and take a look.
I'd appreciate that. The jukebox is kept just past the security booth over there. Just put in the token and enjoy the ride.
Okay, that sounds fun.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know. All right, back to work.
Jukebox tokens can be constructed at control points or earned through Bureau alerts, board countermeasures, expeditions, and defeating elite enemies. Where is it? Oh, in here? There it is.